folks, this is all the fruit, and today I'm presenting to you the biggest, the baddest, the most endemic, the most enigmatic, and the most dangerous mango in the world, which will kill you in so many different ways. In some ways it will kill you, in some ways it will just harm you and maybe make you wish that it had killed you. This bad boy here is known throughout Borneo by many names. Some tribes call it Asam Bawang, others Asam Mawang, others Asam Bambagan. And yeah, although there is another mango named Mango King, you can totally call this the king of mangoes. Look at the size of this one. Look at the size of this one, for example, next to my big fat head. It is the size of my head, basically. Is it the size of my head or is it smaller? I would say it's slightly smaller in the reflection of the sunglasses of my beautiful camera shy assistant. We bought this mango at the market of Cebu and weighed it. It's 2.7 kilograms. There are rumors of Asam Bambagan mangoes of 3 to 5 kilograms, but I must say, I don't think I've ever seen something much bigger than this here. Look at this mango compared to the size of other mangoes. This here is a queenie mango. This here we are not sure what it is, but probably it's either some Mangifera indica, the mangoes you are familiar with, or maybe some Mangifera pentandra. And here we have something which seems to be an old, either wild or very old variety of the Bambagan mango. So all those fruits are not being called mangoes. Here mango is reserved for the modern grafted varieties. They are all called Assam or sour. This is Assam Queenie, this is Assam Panas, although it could also be Assam Pau or Assam Plum. Assam Plum is the name for the old Mangifera indica mangoes. And this here is, as I said, Asam Bawang or Asam Bambagan. So the first interesting thing about this mango is it's the only one that's endemic to Borneo. Borneo is maybe the most mango rich and definitely the most fruit rich place in the world. But all the other mango species, they are also native to surrounding areas, to like either to peninsular Malaysia or to Java, Sumatra, Celebes and so on. This one, nope. This grows only in Borneo. Another very interesting feature about it is partially deciduous, which is again very strange combined with the fact that it's endemic in Borneo. Borneo is an island on the equator. We have the most tropical climate in the world here. Why does one random plant lose most of its leaves once a year? And mango leaves are very thick leaves, a big investment for the plant. It doesn't seem to make sense, and it doesn't seem to be an adaptation to any other climate because, as I said, this is endemic to Borneo. This evolved here. The next question is, who did actually transport those things in the wild? Big fruits. Even this is by far the smallest I've ever seen, and it's still too big for any hornbill or any other bird. Since elephants haven't evolved here in Borneo, we have wild elephants in Borneo, but they haven't originally evolved here. It's probably not an elephant. So let's go with the usual suspect, the rhino, the Javan rhino, or was it a Sumatran rhino? Well, it lives here in Borneo. Of course, even a rhino would be a little bit hard-pressed swallowing one of those without chewing the seed. So, why is this so dangerous? Well, firstly, why is it so big? Other mangoes have not been bred to those sizes. Well, this is a mango which is not being picked from the tree. The tree is very tall, maybe the tallest mango tree ever, and those mangoes, they drop. from 20, 30, 40 meters, which is bad enough when you have one of those. But now you might guess the first way how one of those will kill you. Imagine a 2.5 kilo pretty hard fruit falling from 20 meters on your head. You know, there is like this, it is quite well known even in the Western world that coconuts kill people when falling from the coconut tree. Well, here in Southeast Asia, the durian is feared much more because it's much spinier and grows on much taller trees, so it can inflict much bigger damage. But here in Borneo, there are actually tribes where the people say, we are not afraid of the coconut, we are not afraid of the durian. We are afraid of this one. The coconut usually falls in a storm. The durian, when it falls, when it's ripe, it falls, but it usually gives you a warning while falling through the branches and leaves. This one just falls, just hits you on the head. Hits you on the head with a couple kilograms from a couple dozen meters. So this is the first way it's gonna kill you. The second way it's gonna at least harm you. See this black stuff here? You know what family mangoes are in? Mangoes are in the family Anacardiaceae. Well, can you tell me a temperate plant that's in the family Anacardiaceae? The poison ivy is. And the poisonous substance in poison ivy is called urushiol. Well, those black spots here are basically pure urushiol. You can see them on those two mangoes, not on the other ones, although there are also a couple other species which have significant amounts of urushiol. This is the reason why, when you process this thing, you have to have a lot of different safety features. Safety feature 1, I will oil my knife with valuable coconut oil, hand boiled by a Bidayu woman in Pichin village. I basically use it only for skincare, but I think she will forgive me for using a single drop. The second thing is you need gloves. Since I don't have gloves, I put on a plastic bag. The third thing that you should do is you should doing this all under running water. Basically, you should do is you should peel this mango in the sink while the water is constantly running. Since I don't have a sink here, I will not do this third and most important safety feature. Okay, now let's go. Seems ripe enough. And now you can see the next striking feature of this mango. Because if you look at the rind, oh, well, the rind is usually massive, can be up to 2 centimeters thick. I'm very surprised this rind here is about 4 to 5 millimeters thick. This is a super thin rind for such a giant pambagan mango. I've had such mangoes where the rind was more than 1.5 centimeters thick, so very amazing. Let's try the teeny tiny pambagan mango. By the way, I bought this on the Cebu market for 10 ringgit, which is like €2, $2. This was 1 ringgit, and those were in a pile. The whole pile of 8 or 9 mangoes was 5 ringgit. And here the Queenie, I bought I think 5 or 6 of them for 10 ringgit. Queenie is kind of considered a bit of a fancy mango around here. Oh, look at that. The small one in this case has a rind which is almost as thick as the big one. So the big one has been improved in many different ways. The most conspicuous one is the thick rind. The most conspicuous one is the big size, of course. I mean, it has increased 20-fold in size. The second very conspicuous way is the rind. Not so much waste for the rind. And another thing I see, the seeds of those things are giant, but this seeds is not as giant as I expected. And the third and most important way in which those pambagans have been improved is the taste. Now I have to be very careful. The urushiol is present basically only in the rind. So the flesh is safe to eat, but since I did not do this all on the running water, it's possible that I've contaminated the flesh. Not too bad actually. Sour, which is typical for the traditional old pambagan varieties, but there is also a lot of savory taste, which is actually the good thing about this pambagan. It's not supposed to be sweet and fruity like the other mangoes. It's supposed to be savory. Now let's try the big one. If the small one was already kind of edible, I'm very curious about the big one. Not completely ripe. There's still a bit of sourness. Also the typical flavor of beef soup has not completely developed. In this stage, it tastes more of tomato and tomato soup. Let's cut off a bigger piece. Actually, the rind is supposed to come off the flesh smoothly, like this here. See? The first one didn't work out so well, but the second slice did work out very well. Came off smoothly. Let's try the next slice. Okay. Not bad. Let's see what my beautiful but camera shy assistant says. To me, it might be the fruitiest pambagam I've ever tried. What do you say, assistant?
Very nice, yeah, fruity, sweet, some sourness, but yeah, quite pleasant.
Now try the smaller one. I've seen old fruit forests / fruit orchards where they didn't even bother to harvest the fruits of the old traditional pambagan varieties because they were just sour and nothing else. How about this?
Okay, quite sour and savory aftertaste, but yeah, the beginning was quite sweet, sweeter than the bigger one.
Which one do you like better?
Maybe the big one.
The big one, the
Yeah.
improved variety. Yes, same for me. But I must say, the small one was quite a surprise. Here you can film in here and show them the huge seed. Here it is. Actually, the seed often makes up, seed plus rind often make up over 50% of the giant size of this mango. However, the seed can be cracked and part of it can be basically grated into a salad together with the flesh or together with other things, so that you also get some of the nutrients from the seed. But I think we are too lazy to do this right now. So folks, this was the pambagam, the biggest, baddest and most dangerous and most enigmatic of all Borneo mangoes. Tell me your opinion on this mango species. Tell me if it should be cultivated. It's basically unknown outside of Borneo. Tell me if it should be cultivated throughout the world, would you buy such a dangerous and savory mango and such a big one. Apart from that, stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful and incredibly fruit-rich island of Borneo. And of course, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.